The topic of discussion for this video is what are the stages involved in Singapore company formation. So the stages I am explaining are applicable for both a local resident incorporating a company or a foreigner incorporating a company through our firm. So the process normally starts with the initial engagement. Generally, you as a potential entrepreneur, you will have questions and doubts, and you may need some clarifications about your business model, or you may want to have advisory on business structure, your responsibilities, compliance, accounting, and all these questions will be in your mind, and you may want to have clarifications. So, this engagement phase can last anywhere from 2 to 3 days to a longer period depending upon how much emergency you have. If you have urgency, it will be generally short, otherwise, it can last bit long. Typically, I have noticed that a telephone call or a Zoom call normally clarifies most of the doubts for the entrepreneur. Now, once this engagement phase is over and you have decided to move ahead, the next stage will be of KYC or CDD. So KYC stands for Know Your Client or CDD stands for Customer Due Diligence. So according to ACRA regulations, we are required to collect certain details from you and copies of your identity documents. And we are also required to collect some information about what your business is planning to do and which sectors you are going to work and so on. So in this KYC stage, if you are a local resident, we will need from you your NRIC copy and a proof of address. Normally, NRIC has a proof of address. So, a separate proof may not be required unless you have a different address. In case of a foreigner, we will ask for passport copy, a second identity document, and a proof of address. In addition to this, in all the cases, we will require a KYC form to be filled by the prospective client. So, this KYC form summarizes what exactly is your company going to do and what kind of transactions you are going to expect and which countries you will have transactions with. So this is one of the mandatory form and we will get it filled according to ACRA regulations. This process can last anywhere from a few hours to 1 to 2 days. It's not a very complicated one. There are only 2 or 3 documents to be submitted and a KYC form. Now, one thing to note, we will need these details for every person who is involved in your company. So, if you are 3 friends incorporating a company together, then we need these details for all the 3 of you. So, once this is done, the next stage will be to prepare documents and signing. So, for the incorporation, there are close to 8 to 10 documents, those needs to be prepared. And some of the documents are consent to act as a director, Form 45, consent to act as a secretary, Form 45B, constitution of the company, first board resolution, indemnity agreements, and share subscription, and so on. So, all these documents will be prepared in this stage, and we use the ESigning software. So, all these documents will be sent through that ESigning software. So, you will get an email link for signing, and you can electronically sign from the comfort of your home. So even if you are in a foreign country, the signing is a breeze. Normally, this process of preparing documents and signing takes not more than 1 day. Once the documents are signed, the next step will be of doing actual incorporation. So the details of the promoters, shareholders, directors, and secretaries will be entered into the ACRA BizFile system and the transaction will be lodged. And after the transaction is completed, payment will also be made and we will get back the confirmed document saying that company has been incorporated. Once the incorporation is done, these documents, specifically BizFile and the constitution, we will send it to you also so that you can keep a copy for your own records. Once this step is over, we will introduce you to the bank representative. So your details will be sent to the bank representative who will get in touch with you for opening the bank account. So again, bank will have its own process and they will guide you about it. And simultaneously, when the bank account opening process is going on, you can also take subsequent steps which might be required. For example, some companies may require a license. Some companies may plan to have employees in Singapore and accordingly they may require CPF registration. Or some companies may be subject to GST and GST registration may be required. So depending upon your situation, you can start these activities, or where we provide these services, we can also help. For example, in the matters like CPF, GST registration, we definitely can help. But if it is about renting the place, then it is mostly your responsibility. So these are the main stages for formation of a company in Singapore. Now, one key point is, at some point of time, we will need to verify your documents, the original documents. So this can be done either in person. So in that case, you might be visiting our office, or it can be done remotely via video conferencing and by sending notarized documents. Now the next question is there any possibility or a reason for delay in this process? So I see only one potential problem. Sometimes what happens is we try to book the name, what is preferred by the client, and when we try to book, ACRA refers it to some other government authority. So when it is referred to either ACRA or other government authorities, it can add 3 to 4 days of delay to this entire process. So what may happen, we are expecting to incorporate tomorrow, and today I try to book the name, and when I try to book the name, it goes for approval and it adds 3 to 4 days. And the second question sometimes we are asked is the company incorporation guaranteed? So it is guaranteed. I mean, there is no reason why it will get rejected. I have never seen any company getting rejected being incorporated, so long as all these regulations and rules are followed. So in summary, process is relatively simple and does not take a long time. I will say that for a normal case, it should not take more than 7 to 10 days end to end. So people claim that we can incorporate company in half an hour, which is also true. But if you start from engagement phase till end, it might be more than that. For a foreign promoter, few extra steps might be needed, but that's it. There is no complexity in it.
Thank you for watching this video. This video was brought to you by Epica Consulting Singapore. Subscribe to our channel today to get notified when new videos are posted.